Greetings, people of the interwebs, Jake here, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to review Hacksaw Ridge, which I finally got around to seeing earlier today. Um, I think it's pretty easy for me to say that this is by far the best movie of the year. Um, Everything about this movie was just phenomenal. The cast, the acting, the directing, everything was fantastic. And for those of you who don't know the story, it is based on a true story about Desmond Doss, who went into World War II and served in the Pacific campaign. And basically, he was able to fight in the war without using a gun. Like, he didn't fire one single bullet. He didn't even carry a gun while he was enlisted. And yet he was able to save over 70 lives. I think it was 75 lives without firing a single shot, while under in a constant enemy attack, behind enemy lines, and basically it's about him, just kind of overcoming all the odds to and holding true to his beliefs, because he was a very religious person, and his main goal was to go into the war without taking a life, but to save as many people as possible. Which a lot of people thought he was a crazy person, and they even tried to court-martial him. And that's probably the first half of the movie, is just kind of his upbringing, to kind of get a good understanding of where his moral values stand, and so that way you can kind of just get a better idea of why he never wanted to pick up a gun during his service. So once he actually get in basic training, that's when the upper generals and all that stuff, they're saying that he's trying to disobey them by not picking up a weapon. They're cool with him and his religious views, but when you're going into war, you kind of need the weapon, even if you don't intend to fire it. So that was their whole thing, is they're like, you don't have to fire a weapon, but you probably will because you're going to be attacked. But so it's just this really great story of how he was able to actually go into the service as a medic. Again, even as a medic, you still have to have a firearm. You have to have basic training with weapons and all that stuff. But he was able to enlist and even serve without ever touching a gun, which is crazy. But yeah, this movie is phenomenal. And there's a lot of buzz that Andrew Garfield, who plays Desmond Doss, might get nominated for Best Actor, and I really hope he gets nominated. I really do. I don't know if he'll win or not. I don't know who else could be nominated, but if they don't nominate him, that's just ridiculous. Because he gave a tremendous performance. Same with Hugo Weaving, who I've been hearing buzz might get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and I totally think he needs to get nominated as well. If anything, if they don't win, fine, but they need to at least get nominated, because they deliver some of the best performances I've seen. It's definitely the best performance I've seen of Andrew Garfield, for sure. But Hugo Weaving, for me, that's to be expected. He's always great in everything I've seen him in. But as far as I know, I don't think he's ever been nominated for anything, even in like a Best Supporting Character or anything like that. So hopefully, even if he doesn't win, he'll at least get a nomination, and then people will kind of, he'll get more work like this. These kind of really meaty roles where he can just sink his teeth in and just kill it, like he did in Hacksaw Ridge, because he just was it was a captivating performance. But again, the entire cast was all great. Like Sam Worthington, who's normally not that great of an actor. He's good in moderation, and that's what they used him for in this movie. He did pretty good. Same with Vince Vaughn. He actually does have some acting chops. He isn't just the comedy, funny guy. Which a lot of his earlier movies were actually more serious, dramatic movies. Fun fact. So yeah, great performances from everybody, and again, say what you want about Mel Gibson and his personal life and all that stuff. That's totally fine. I can't really argue against that. But the dude is incredibly talented when it comes to acting and directing, and he just further proves it with this movie. Like this is just a phenomenal movie. Whether he'll win or not, I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, just based off him being a crazy person. Totally understandable, but I do think that there'll at least be talks and maybe even the movie might actually get nominated for Best Picture, but I don't think Mel Gibson will get nominated for Best Director. But who knows? Anything can happen. But I think the best thing about this movie is just it's a very inspirational story of kind of sticking to your beliefs, whatever may be, against all odds, and not to change who you are just because that's kind of what everyone wants you to be, or all that stuff. So I really if you haven't seen the movie, I really recommend seeing it, especially if you're just a big fan of movies like myself. Go see this movie. It is phenomenal, and again, it's probably the best movie of the year. There's still several that I want to see and need to see. Like I might see Arrival later this week, and might do a review on that as well. But yeah, definitely go see Hacksaw Ridge. It is a phenomenal movie. Not sure where it'd rank in terms of my top 10 movies of the year. So we plan on doing a podcast probably towards the late December, maybe even early January, where we'll kind of compile our list of movies, make a top 10 list of our movies of the year. Probably same thing with albums. So that gives me plenty of time to kind of rank this, but it's definitely in the top 3. There's no question about that. Probably even, because there's 2 movies right now, one of which I'll save for the podcast whenever we do that, but one of which, Hacksaw Ridge, is probably going to be between that and another movie, because both really good movies. Hacksaw Ridge, I would say, is actually the better movie, but one I might have enjoyed a little bit more, just because it's kind of more my thing, but again, I'll save that for our end of the year podcast where we kind of rank our top 10 movies. But again, this is a phenomenal movie. I can't stress it enough. Go see it. But that wraps up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I might start doing reviews like this more often, where you actually get to see my face and me talking about movies or whatever. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you have enjoyed the movie. And if so, feel free to leave your comments below on what you thought. And as always, feel free to like us on Facebook at PayPal Productions to get news and updates and stuff like that. And all the things going on with the channel. Same thing with the Twitter page at PayPal Pro. Same stuff, just, go follow us and get news and updates and all that jazz. And then, of course, you can follow my own, my own personal Twitter page at IrishmanJake. And just, tweet at me. We can talk about stuff. But that wraps up this video, so hopefully you enjoyed, and until next time, everyone, cheers.